Yeah, and we are back. Debatable. The Debatable Podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, this is MC War.
The official sport of battle rap.
Yeah, man, seriously, man. Listen, I'm not understanding what's going on right now with this Drake situation and Kendrick Lamar, man. Yeah, man, because, you know, the lawsuit alone, when we first heard about the lawsuit, everybody, I think, was like up in arms, right? Like,
right.
What's going on? This is battle rap, you know? And then, so, you know, but like I said, I keep saying it's 90% business, right?
Right.
So that ain't really letting us see. But see, this is why, you know, platforms like MC War is so important, because it keeps the, you know, when we bring these battle rappers like the Keith Murrays, the Vados, the Saigons, you bring them to these platforms. P, Charlie Clips, you know, it's the element that, you know, we can still do business, but still keep the authenticity of the element. You get what I'm talking about? And this is what, you know, the, you know, to me is like, you know, being taken out of the whole situation, because Drake is upset. You know what I mean? So you know the second lawsuit, right? You know, it's the second one that just dropped, right? Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, the second one is basically defamation over the pedo comments. Yeah, man, that's what I said. I said, oh man, come on, this is what they do in battle rap. Ain't nobody really thinking you a pedophile, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like, you know, come on, man, it's a problem right now. But
stop.
Yeah, so basically Drake
and the fact that, you know, his background, you know, those type of people have very strong lawyers, like, you know, on his mother's side. You know what I mean? Like,
facts.
They got very strong lawyers.
Facts.
And they know how
That's
to
what
find.
they do.
They know how to find the loopholes.
That's what they do.
Whoa.
So yeah, so
whoa.
So where we at? So basically, this is according to where's this? CBC Canada. I think this is I think this is Canada's news, right? You know what I'm talking about? So I wanted to get it from a different source. You know, Billboard, of course, has an article. Everybody got articles about it right now, but I felt like let's go directly to Canada, right? So Drake has launched the second legal action against Universal Music Group, accusing the music giant of defamation and claiming it could have halted the release of Kendrick Lamar's song, Not Like Us, for falsely accusing him of being a sex offender. Come on, man.
But hold up.
Yo, you the same guy that was in King of the Dot. Was he there when Cannabis forgot his rhymes? Wasn't he in the back? Wasn't he there?
I don't think.
Okay, I gotta check that, because
I don't think he was there.
You know, but either way, you was at King of the Dot, bro. What you think you think these guys was really killing each other? Come on, bro.
Right.
Like, you know, so now, guess what?
This is interesting for the culture, yo.
It is.
Real.
It is.
Wow.
But guess what? It might not be a bad thing. Because if he wins, then you could start. I mean, I don't know. Is this relevant? Let me know. Because remember, we were talking about before that people that basically
this sound like Charleston White.
Well, no. People that remember the effect of hip hop in the community and the damage that hip hop has done in the community.
This is a Charleston White vehicle.
The lawsuits. We were talking about lawsuits, and I think there have been some lawsuits already launched against the labels based on like some you know, deaths that took place in neighborhoods based on the influence of music. So would this be a situation where something like this would this?
It's a segue, because Charleston White, this is what he was saying. He's like, yo, look, they need to be suing these labels because of the fact that
I remember that. Okay, I'm wondering why you're saying Charleston White.
Yeah,
okay,
he was like, yo, this is this vehicle. He was like, yo, they need to be suing these labels because these young kids perpetuate this drill music and all these different acts of violence because the labels celebrate it. You know what I mean? Like, it's all based on how real what you're saying is. To create streams and downloads, it becomes a situation where this is how big your check is gonna be.
Exactly.
Your advance is gonna be. Oh, you're that horrible. You're that much of a demon. You're that much of a goblin. You're that much of a whoever.
Right.
Well, yeah. You get $10 million advance.
You know, so this is crazy right
it's
now.
An interesting segue.
Yeah, so
Segue.
I'm wondering because so if they could sue you, or if he could sue, the artist could sue the label over something the rapper said because that has influenced people to.
The label owns the character,
right?
That you know what I mean. At the end of the day, the label owns that personality that is working for hire for the label.
Right.
So therefore, he's able to go directly to the label because you're distributing it, you're marketing it, you're in essence allowing it to live.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. So okay. So now, how? Okay. So are we saying that because the label is influencing listeners to have a negative idea of who Drake is, right? So they saying the music is influencing people to think that he's a sex offender. My man, wouldn't that open up the doorway like that? The music is influencing crimes.
If it goes into,
I don't know. That's too far of a reach?
If it goes into court, I don't know how far of a reach it is, but if it goes into court, they're able to look into his own lyrics and see that he likes. I mean, I've seen a lot of clips online where he's actually saying he like young girls.
Oh, this is. Oh, I mean, yeah, I know they definitely.
So
I definitely heard
like
them too. Yes.
The moment you the moment you knock on that door, and if that door opens,
wow,
your lyrics is in question.
Wow.
Your lyrics itself is subject to being questioned because of the fact of what you've said in the past. You know what I mean? Like you about to swing by the high school, and you know,
he ain't say swing by the high school.
I mean, I don't know why it's in my mind, but I've definitely heard certain things where it's like, you know, the age group doesn't fit.
Remember one time the brother saw us in the Walmart parking lot and he thought we was over there looking for women. I'm like, what, you know what I'm talking about? You remember that? I was like, what you talking about, baby? We just came from shopping.
Right. You know what I mean? So
that must be what you be doing, right?
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, there's certain things that people do in order, you know, to prey on whatever they want to find. But his lyrics would be in question because of the fact that I've seen it like this, along with the lyrics of Soulja Boy and lyrics of Mace and lyrics of other, you know, artists that he spin and made pop for his situation.
Right.
You know, there's also been questionable lyrics about young girls.
Wow.
And then his man, I think his man actually got locked up.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That's what your man was talking about.
Nah, that's not a good look. Not a good look. Not a good look. So, I mean, so let me ask you this, right? You know, just going into, you know, I don't know if we want to go right into this, but you know, then you know, he was going down his timeline and they was you know, the Israeli soldiers, right?
Crazy.
Is saying that they raped a Palestinian prisoner, right? And
no, they actually got locked up.
Okay.
9 Israeli soldiers got locked up
for raping. Yeah. Israeli society, and this is from Al Jazeera. And like we told you, man, you got to be looking at these other news platforms. Yeah, not just CNN, not just Fox. Al Jazeera, you know, is what the Middle East will give you. Russian Times is Russia, BBC is England, and then CGTN is China.
Right.
And then what happens is then you could get a better idea,
broader perspective.
Yeah, because you know, of course, everybody got their initiative. This is what's called public diplomacy. You know what I'm saying? And this is how they kind of push agendas. But yeah, basically this says Israeli society is divided over the arrest of 10 soldiers for the brutal gang rape of a Palestinian prisoner caught on video.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. So video has emerged of a gang rape of a Palestinian prisoner by guards at the SDE Tyman detention facility in Negev Desert, southern Israel. The video, which has been verified by Al Jazeera, shows the prisoner being selected from a larger group lying bound on the floor. The victim is then escorted to a wall. Oh man, I ain't want to read the rest of that. This on Al Jazeera. So the attack is believed to have been so brutal that after he was transferred to the hospital, Israeli media reported that the victim was unable to walk. Man, listen, military prosecutors, released 3 of the arrested soldiers on August 4th, adding to the 2 previously released by investigators following a military court hearing in Kfar Yona on July 30th, at which protesters gathered in support of the soldiers under arrest.
Yeah, they're saying that the Talmud allows them to rape a non-Jew. As long as he's not Jewish, he's allowed to do so.
That's crazy. Woo! Talmud laws. Wow. Okay.
I mean, it's just, you know, it is what it is, man. It's like, it is what it is. Like, I mean, you know, right now.
Whoa. Yo, this is March 16th, 2015. The Talmudic rabbis debated the cost of rape in the terms of the woman's market value. In the recent months, Americans have been carrying on an important national conversation about rape, especially on college campuses, whether it's the now questioned Rolling Stone expose of rape at the University of Virginia. I don't know if you remember that, right? Back in 2015, 2016, there was like a rape on a college campus, and it was a lot going on during that time around this subject. We talk so passionately about these issues because more than most crimes, rape is both a profound personal violation and a deeply social act. So this is called tabletmag.com. The rabbis, and this is their article, right? I put it in the bottom of the description. So the rabbis of the Talmud, living as they did in the first centuries, did not share our modern institutions about these subjects. Under Jewish law, rape is indeed a serious crime with penalties laid out in detail in the book of Deuteronomy. But in this week's Daf Yomi reading, as the rabbis explored penalties for rape of a virgin, it became clearer than ever that rape was not the same crime to them as it is to us. Today, we consider it a crime of violence against an individual. For the rabbis, it was more significantly a crime against a woman's reputation. Their remedy for rape then was not to imprison or execute the rapist, but to insist that he make reparation to the victim's family. Okay, so this is a little different. Let me go back to the Al Jazeera's article because I'm wanting to see, defending the indefensible. Following the arrest of the reservists on July 29th, far-right mobs, some of which included government ministers, stormed the facility at SDE Hyman in southern Israel later the same day. Unable to find and free the imprisoned soldiers, they then turned to the base at Beit Lid, 60 kilometers away, where the soldiers were being held for questioning to call for the soldiers' release. The unrest continued during a high court hearing convened on Wednesday to hear the petitions of SDE Hyman prisoners who are alleged to have been tortured. The proceedings were interrupted by demonstrators who included victims of the October 7th Hamas-led attack who shouted "disgrace" and "we are the sovereign." So what does that mean? That they sovereign from any type of
they are the sovereign.
Ooh.
And the Palestine are not. You know what I mean? Basically, they're sovereign and they're not. But it's crazy because that land, that territory, was first Palestine. Like the Palestine was there. The Palestinians was there first. So it's like, how could you not acknowledge their sovereignty as a human being? You know, to a degree where this person is held and then now tortured and raped. Like, you know, the UN has a human rights,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like you have human rights, inalienable rights. Like you have these rights, you know what I mean? That you have as a human. So, you know, to say we are the sovereign is to say that they're not sovereign. And you could do it to whatever you want, and it's just crazy, man.
It really is, man. It really is. Did you want to play that clip? I don't know if you wanted to play the clip of the person that was explaining some of this that was going on, because I mean, this is crazy. And then, do you think you don't have to? It's all good. It's up to you. But so let me ask you this: so is this at all related to the United Nations? I'm sorry, what's that? The ICC. You know, the ICC has a warrant arrest.
Yeah,
arrest warrant.
It has nothing to do with it, but
Netanyahu.
that's interesting. That's super interesting.
It might be in part of the, because this is a human right crime right here. So this might be part of the reasons
why they got I think they got a.
Go ahead, go.
No, I said I think they got an arrest warrant for Netanyahu for the fact of the genocide that's took place for several months now, going into a year. A lot of people has died by the hands of Israel, bombing, and not just war tactics, but it's children, hospitals, areas where people live, and because of that, it becomes a situation where it's genocide. There's no way to look at it, because the moment you bomb in a hospital, there's people that's inside the hospital. You're trying to exterminate everyone there. That's women, children. You know what I mean? You're not looking for soldiers. You're killing innocent civilians.
Right.
So I think that's what that
prompted the ICC.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's war crimes, and as well as genocide. You know, specifically, I'm not reading what they have, but I think that's what that is. That's what, and the fact that they have, a warrant out for him. You know what I mean? That's big. You know what I'm saying? That's that in itself is making a statement.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction. Just that it's like the ICC is used by these bigger governments when they choose to use them. You know what I'm talking about? Like, right. It's okay when it's time to go to get an African leader. It's okay when it's time to get the Sudanese president. You know what I'm talking about? Or Niger. Not saying that they have a warrant for the Nigerian president, but I think they did say something about him. But the point is, it's okay when it's the African leaders. Then you hear the United States government and you hear these other European governments get behind it. But now that it's the Netanyahu, right now, right. It's a different conversation. You don't hear anybody getting behind it.
You're not even hearing it at all. It's not something that's being promoted or even talked about. You know what I mean?
And the ICC is basically the court for the United Nations. That's the legal arm of the United Nations. So that's where right? Yeah, if I'm correct.
International Criminal Court.
Exactly. So yeah, man, crazy, man. But crazy. But either which way, back to battle rap.
It's all debatable, right?
It's all debatable.
Because they're saying they got the right to do X, Y, and Z because of the fact of the Talmud. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that in itself makes it a debate.
Right. And it's interesting, man. It's interesting. But but okay, so coming up, man, Bags and Bodies, man, they doing their numbers. You know that Hitman, Holla, and Gotti battle hit 1 million already.
Wow.
Yeah, hit 1 million.
Congrats, man. Congrats, y'all.
7 days, bro. So
7 days, 1 mil?
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, big. Yeah, that's it. Man, we kind of knew that, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of aggression, and now that the video came out, I mean, it's definitely, I think more people seeing that, because I think the one watch, I don't know, maybe people thought Hitman Holla won, but I don't know how, because, to me, it was a clean, at least the first 2 rounds.
3-0?
I mean, the first 2 rounds, bare minimum.
2-1?
Definitely. That's how I see it. You know what I'm talking about? Because, they went the what's that called? They went the real what's it called? The street angle. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they went that angle. Both of them chose to go that angle. And I feel like Geechee Gotti did a better job. Geechee Gotti went into like the history of different things, and I felt like Hitman should have rebutted some of those things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and he didn't. And he went on, and then, oh man, and then he went, he said a lot, man. He went on to even make it seem like that they faked the situation with his girl getting shot. So
now that's crazy. Like, the fact that they faked it, like,
or that it's even being claimed is like, but his girl was in the crowd, I think, and Gotti kept saying like, yo, I still love you. I got mad love for you, because they must all know each other.
Yeah, but still, like,
nah,
I'm just saying, the fact that you in the crowd right now, like, I don't know how quick you can heal from a bullet wound in the head.
And that's the neck or the head. Either all the above.
Anywhere, man.
All the above.
Anywhere.
All the above.
It's a bullet. You know what I'm saying? That pierced through your flesh. For you to be in the crowd right now, I don't know. It's questionable.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I mean, shoot. What? I would definitely have, what's that thing? Trauma, wouldn't? But either which way, we lost one. It's all good. So, next up, you keep going?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So next up is Bigg K.
Okay.
Bigg K. So what they're about to drop is the Bigg K versus Nu Jerzey Twork.
Crazy.
This is gonna be a big one. Already, obviously people that saw it already, they saying that Nu Jerzey Twork got it. Twork is saying he got it.
Okay.
I didn't really see Bigg K too much of his what he was saying. So I think that drops today.
Okay.
Or might have dropped a few hours ago.
Yeah.
So and then you can check out the stats on Versetracker.com.
Okay.
Bigg K total views 22 million. average views 381,000. Total battles 60.
Crazy.
Yeah, so that's 22 million total views. Bigg K, he averages 381,000 views doing his numbers.
Yeah.
Now, against Nu Jerzey Twork, who has total views of 39 million. Oh, this was a perfectly, why did I think that Nu Jerzey Twork was averaging close to 1 million? I don't know, and we actually did Twork's numbers the other day. So total views of Twork, 39,741,000.
Okay.
Total battles, 85. Average views, 467,000. So this is definitely
that was definitely evenly yoked.
A good even match. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that drop. Shouts out to Bags and Bodies. Let's go ahead and make sure you go ahead and watch that. Run up the numbers on it. Yeah, man. So again, now it's Nu Jerzey Twork versus Bigg K. So man, Lil Wayne, even though he's not headlining the Super Bowl, he's performing at Rolling Loud, Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thailand?
Yeah, Thailand. Yeah, Rolling Loud in Thailand. Yeah.
Wow.
They're doing their thing, bro. They everywhere, bro. They did Portugal.
Wow.
They did, obviously they all over the United States, so I wonder, I'm expecting him to say something from the main stage, right? I'm expecting him to say something. It might go down. He might say something about the Kendrick Lamar situation.
I mean, I think that right there is a good situation. Like I said, I think Wayne is a seasoned, rapper. That could easily. Cause listen. You got certain rappers that know, okay, that battle rap thing is not for me, and they'll immediately let you know, nah, I'm good. But then you got certain cats that's like, yo, I'm with all the smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I think Wayne is just one of them guys.
Yeah, I think so too. It's gonna be crazy. So okay, so now Project 2025, right? We've been talking about that a lot. Obviously, everybody been talking about it. So
right.
Trump, you were listening to the video just now.
Right.
Yeah. Trump kept distancing himself from 2025, right?
Right.
But then he brings on the co-author onto his cabinet.
His cabinet.
The
exactly.
co-author of Project 2025. Do you know any key points from Project 2025 that because the website?
I mean, the main key point that I've gathered or I've heard is that the police will have total autonomy. They'll be the judge, the jury, the executioner in the field. There is no reprimanding them. There is no, whatever they do, as like how they was doing it before, but then as of 5-10 years, you have certain police officers that would get jail time for whatever they did, But now, if another George Floyd do happen, there is no I'm going to court. There is no none of that. You know what I mean? It's just like they continue. They go back to work like normal.
Interesting. So I need a better source than this one, because this was project2025.org says: secure the border, finish building the wall, and deport illegal aliens. De-weaponize the federal government by increasing accountability and oversight of the FBI and the Department of Justice. Definitely needed.
Wow.
Definitely needed. That one right there. Unleash American energy production to reduce energy prices. Cut the growth of government spending to reduce inflation. Make federal bureaucrats more accountable to the democratically elected president and Congress. Improve education by moving control and funding of education from DC bureaucrats directly to parents in state and local governments. That's why I'm sure there's something I'm missing. There's got to be some information, because obviously this is to promote it, because a lot of those points that thing
is a telephone book. It's thick. It ain't something like, it ain't no one sheet. So those things, right, those views can be accepted by the general public, because a couple of things you just read just now I agree with. You know what I mean? But then Trump himself said he's going after all the gang members. You know what I'm saying? So to have such a statement, and a lot of our urban community are plagued by gangs and as a lifestyle. So if the police have total immunity then they're gonna be able to lock you up like it ain't nothing because you flagging or because you look a certain type of way, or you're gonna have to prove that you're not in a gang. And don't get caught up with a firearm. You know what I mean? Or and you might be licensed or whatever the case is, but you might get gunned down because you have a firearm and you was licensed. Is this a situation that we're coming into? Is this totally different?
Okay, so let's check out the ACLU. ACLU is very popular when it comes to equality in the law. They've helped prisoners, right? Innocent prisoners, you get released from prison, right? So basically, they have Project 2025 explained, and I'm gonna just go on some of the key highlights. They've got gutting abortion access, mass deportations, which they basically said in that last statement on project2025.org.
Right.
Abusing warrantless surveillance. Now that's a problem. Exploiting the executive branch's vast and unprecedented powers to spy on Americans' lives with warrantless surveillance of our data.
Wow.
Unleashing undue force on protesters. Violating the First Amendment by using federal law enforcement to target journalists and protesters. They definitely not feeling the protest, because when George Floyd took place during his presidency, that was during his presidency, 2020. Yeah, he was upset about it. He was upset about it. He was like, yo, they destroying the streets out there, so on and so forth. Severely limiting voting access. Abusing executive power to interfere in our elections by criminalizing the voting process and damaging fair representation. Censoring critical discussions in classrooms. Oh yeah, that's right. They don't want us talking about slavery, right? They don't want slavery being discussed. They don't want, I'm sure it's other issues, but censoring academic discussions about race, gender, and systemic oppression in violation of the First Amendment. See, this is the problem though. You got these groups that they want to put gender and race in the same conversation, and that's not supposed to be the case.
Right.
We should be able to talk about race. Race is a problem when it comes to systemic, people being held back because of the color of their skin. We know that. Been enslaved, kidnapped, taken from their country of origin or their place. You know what I'm saying?
Case in point, right? I forget the guy's name. He's African. Shabu something.
Shabuzi. Yeah, shouts out to him performing at the tomorrow.
But he didn't get an award.
Nah, he didn't. So Jay-Z stepped up and got him performing at the Cowboys game. But go ahead.
But how about this? Lil Nas X.
Right.
He didn't get an award either.
Oh wow.
How about this?
Oh wow.
How about this? Beyonce. She ain't getting an award either.
Nah, come on.
So my point is, that's systemic. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's on his face. You follow what I'm saying? So you ain't even gotta try to maneuver or say anything, or come on, man. It's like, okay, you have talent that is loved by the world or by the genre, and it's a situation to a degree where there is a situation where it's not clearly fair. It's no longer fair no more. So by it not being fair no more, what does that say? It's systemic,
Exactly. Ingrained into the system.
Exactly.
So, so my thing is, okay, gender, now you can't smoke, you can't drink, right? Certain decisions that you can't make until you're 18. So I agree with the fact that, man, they shouldn't be forcing these children to make decisions about their sexuality when they really not even supposed to be having. They should be focusing on school, and they shouldn't be having sex before they know what they about to do, their career. You know what I'm saying? So this is so that's the problem. This is where Kamala lost, I think, right? You know what I'm saying? I think she lost. A lot of people wasn't feeling the fact that you group in these different things. So they don't like Trump. But shoot, I think they like their kids more. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, I think when it comes to Kamala, I don't think the United States is ready for a female president. Period.
That too.
You know what I mean? It's like,
that too. But the gender thing, I think, was a big part of it too, because for her, I guess, according to what I heard of her agenda, was okay for people to make decisions on their gender, being able to have. Unless maybe that was just rhetoric. I don't know. Maybe that was just rhetoric. But from what I've been hearing is that, the Democratic, that she would have been for having these discussions in grammar school about giving children the opportunity to make sex changes and
Crazy.
things of that nature.
Crazy.
Did you hear that too or no?
I mean, I heard a lot that she was on the fence about.
Okay, so on the fence about.
You
Got
know,
it.
going
Okay.
back and forth about, you know, because, you know, it's politics. You know what I mean? But, like, you know, just to have the conversation, like when she came into Africa, asking them about, you know, Ghana. When,
she wasn't on the fence about that?
Nah, but I'm saying, she did. She came to Africa and she talked about, you know, same sex. And then I think they even said to her, well, the moment you leave your husband and go for a woman, or the moment your husband have a baby, or whatever the response was, then we'll consider it. You know what I mean? And she had to leave with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is, these are the conversations. These conversations that they intertwine with, you know, torture, slavery, and everything else to try to justify or give this gender thing
exactly.
a foundation.
Exactly.
Well, because if you have concerns about, you know, you being tortured and enslaved and everything else, then this right here is also a human rights situation. So it should still be on the same page and still be conversed on the same page, which is totally apples and oranges.
100%.
Two totally different books.
100%. So what do you think? Let me ask you, because you was playing the sister talking about people giving up their children. So I mean, either which way, before I go into that, Project 2025, man, y'all go do your own research, man. Project2025.org. You got ACLU.org. But all these different conversations, it brought me to that tape you were playing about the girl giving up, or people in Virginia, parents in Virginia giving up the rights for their children.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, we live in a new man. Listen, it's a new world, man. It's definitely a new world, and the world that you used to is totally different. You know what I mean? And what I would like to do, I could play it. You know what I mean? And let y'all hear the sister, cause she's totally thrown once she heard about it, and it's just crazy. Let me just play it real quick.
Have been turning over their children to the state.
Parents voluntarily giving up their kids as they get older, close to being teens or in their teen years. It is a huge problem in Virginia, specifically in our part of the Commonwealth. It's called relief of custody. Hundreds have been filed in just the past 5 years. 10 News investigates what's going on and the group working to find solutions. Basically giving up your kid is... Wow. I can't think about that.
Right. I mean, to think of a parent being faced with a decision of, how do I keep my younger kids safe? How do I keep myself safe? How do I keep the child, the teenager that I love safe, and feeling like they're failing?
It's crazy how growing up in the 80s, our parents didn't have that option.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, this is like a whole new vibe, a whole new wave. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, hey, yo, pack up your stuff. I've had enough. Pack up your stuff. And then now you got this child and brought this child to the government. But see, it happens though. It happens. How does it happen? When you call yourself shoplifting and you got your child with you, you get caught. Right. The government takes your child.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I mean? Yep. You get into a fight in the street and you get arrested, the government take your children. Right. You get pulled over for a ticket, speeding ticket or whatever, just a violation, and you got a warrant or whatever, the government take your children. Now what happens is an uphill battle to try to get them back, because now they're already in government's custody. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to court, and if you don't fit the requirements, they might ask you, well, how much money do you make per year? Right. You know what I mean? If you don't fit that requirement, you can't get your child back at that particular hearing. You go to court again. You know, do you take substance abuse? They go give you a urine test. They find cannabis inside your system. You know what I mean? Now the social worker is all in your business. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it becomes real difficult to get your child back. So now they flipped it. If you can't support your child or whatever the case is, just bring them. You know what I mean? Relief of custody.
Give them to us.
Which is crazy.
That's crazy.
Which is really, really crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, pay attention to what's going on, man.
100%,
Pay attention
man.
to what's really, really going on.
100%, man. It's debatable.
Haha, debatable.
Is it?
Man, this is no debate, man.
Yeah, I don't think it's no debating, man. Pay attention, bro.
Man, pay attention.
All right, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow.